Hi, Nana. We were learning about electrolysis. So, in that, there are certain terms related to electrolysis. We will learn those terms. So, electrolytic cell. It is also called as voltammeter. What is electrolytic cell? See, actually, this is electrolytic cell. This electrolytic cell, it is made up of insulating material. That means which is a bad conductor of electricity. It is made up of either glass or else any other material which is insulating material. Okay, so that means electrolytic cell is made up of insulating material and it contains two electrodes. These are the two electrodes which are present in the electrolytic cell, and also electrolyte, the liquid which is poured into this electrolytic cell. Okay, so here this is called as electrolyte. So this entire set, okay, all this together collectively it is called as electrolytic cell. The electrolytic cell contains electrodes and electrolyte present in it. Okay. Then what are electrodes? What are electrodes? Actually, there are a pair of electrodes. These two are electrodes. Okay, a pair of rods. This may be in the form of rods or they may be in the form of plates. Okay, a pair of rods or plates made up of either metal. These electrodes are made up of either metal or graphite, because graphite is also a good conductor of electricity. Hence, the electrodes are made up of either metals or graphite. See what happens? So here, through these electrodes only the current will enter into the electrolytic cell and current will leave from the electrolytic cell through these electrodes. Okay. So the current enters and leaves through these electrodes. Okay. So that is the important thing. So how electrolytic cell gets electricity into it? So through electrodes. So from through electrodes, the current will enter into the electrolytic cell, and even from electrode only the electricity or else the current will leave the electrolytic cell. Normally, metal electrodes are used, but sometimes graphite electrode is also used. Actually, during the electrolysis reaction, what happens? Certain chemicals or certain substances are produced at the electrodes. The substances which are newly formed at the electrodes, sometimes they may react with the metals if the electrodes are metals. If the electrodes are made up of metals, what happens? The newly formed substances which are they may chemically react with the metal electrodes. So in those cases, instead of metal electrodes, we use graphite electrodes. Graphite electrodes are used only if the products which are formed during chemical reaction or else during electrolysis. So if the products they react chemically with the metal electrodes, so only under certain circumstances we don't use metal electrodes. So we use graphite electrodes instead of metal electrodes. So these electrodes are two types. One is anode and another one is cathode. Okay, what is anode and what is cathode? The electrode which is connected to the positive terminal. This is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal of the battery. So actually this is the battery. Okay. So anode, what is anode? Anode, so the electrode, this is electrode which is connected to the positive terminal. The electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery is said to be anode, and the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal. So this is what? This is negative terminal of the battery. Okay. The electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of a battery is said to be cathode. So this is what? This electrode is said to be cathode. See, actually, this cathode, it is having negative charge on it. So it is having negative charge. It is having excess amount of electrons on the cathode. Whereas anode, it is in deficiency of electrons. Hence it is positive in charge. The charge of anode is positive in charge. It is called as positive, or else positive electrode is called as anode, and the negative electrode is called as cathode. Cathode is deficiency of electrons and anode is having excess of electrons. See what happens, this cathode, it is negative charged particle. What happens? So this cathode will donate electrons to the cation. So cathode, remember that cation will move towards cathode. So see, in this electrolyte there are two types of ions, cation and anion. So cation means a positive ion, and the cathode is negative electrode. Positive ion will move towards the negative electrode. After the cation or else positive ion migrate towards the cathode, so this cathode will donate electron to the cation. Cathode will donate the electron to the cation. Okay, so therefore what happens, that cation will convert into neutral atom. For example, sodium ion, let us assume cation. If it migrate towards the cathode, and at cathode what happens, it takes electron and convert into neutral sodium atom. Okay, that means this cathode, it donates electrons to the positive charged ion and converts it into neutral atom. Whereas anode will accept the electron from the anion. Anode will accept the electron. Anode will accept the electron from the anion. Okay, therefore that anion will lose its electron and convert into neutral atom. For example, chloride ion. Okay, so at anode what happens, chloride ion will lose its electron to the anode. This electron is taken by the anode, and what is left over, the neutral chlorine atom is left over. Okay, two such chloride ions will produce a chlorine molecule and two electrons. These two electrons will be accepted by the anode. So like this, the electrodes, anode and cathode, can be discussed. In general, metals are used as anode and cathode, but certain time, under certain circumstances, graphite is used. Under what circumstances graphite is used? Because under the circumstances that the products which are formed during the electrolysis process, if they react with the metal, then that metal cannot be used as electrode in such cases. So instead of using metal electrodes, we use graphite electrodes. Okay, now let us learn about ions. What are ions? Ions are nothing but the charged particles, charged atom or else charged group of atoms is called as ion. It may be of positive ion or else negative ion. The ion may carry a positive charge or negative charge. Okay. So we'll learn about the ions now. Ion means an atom an atom or group of atoms, an atom or group, okay, having charge, okay, charge on it, having charge on it. Charge means maybe either positive charge or else maybe negative charge on it. Any atom which is having charge is said to be ion. See, free ions are formed when a chemical compound is in the liquid state. See, these ions are formed when free ions are formed. So when does these free ions are formed? When the chemical compound is in liquid state. Liquid state means, so what type of chemical compound? It is electrovalent compound, ionic compound. If it is in liquid state means either in fused means molten state, or else in aqueous solution. Okay, only in the aqueous solutions, or else under fused state, the ionic compound, they can produce free ions. See, these free ions, they move towards cathode or anode. They move towards electrodes. These free ions, they move towards electrodes. Electrodes means maybe cathode or anode. Okay. When do they move towards electrodes? When the electricity is passed. When electricity is passed into this one, into electrolyte, what happens? These ions, cations or anions, they move towards electrodes, cathode or anode towards. So the ions are further classified into positive and negative ions. So here these ions are classified into positive ions and negative ions. Positive ions and negative ions. Positive ions are called as cations and negative ions are called as anions. Okay. So what is the difference between cation and anion? See, cation means positively charged ion. So here the cation, it is deficiency of electrons. They have deficiency of electrons. Deficiency means less number. Okay, deficiency. That means the number of electrons which are less in number than the required amount. Okay, they have deficiency of electrons. Whereas anions, they have excess electrons. Okay, anions have excess electrons. Okay, hence anions are negative charge. See, this anions will migrate towards anode. Anions migrate, they will migrate towards, migrate means move towards anode. Whereas cations will migrate towards a cathode. Okay, because cathode is a negative electrode. As cathode is negative electrode, what happens? Cation will move towards cathode. As anion is as anode is positive electrode, so negative ions will move towards anode. Okay, so what happens? See, these cations, they accept electron. See, already we have seen cation will accept electron. Okay, from the cathode. Cation will accept electron from the cathode. Cation will accept the electrons, accept the electron from cathode. When cation accept electrons from cathode, what happens? It turns to neutral atom. Okay, and becomes neutral atom, and becomes neutral atom. Okay, whereas anion will donate electron. Anion will donate electron to anode. Donate electron to anode. Okay, and become neutral atom. So that means both cation as well as anions will become neutral atom. Okay, that means they lose their charges. So that process is said to be discharging of their charges. That means ions will undergo discharge. Okay, that means they lose their charges when they move towards the electrodes. That means a discharge of cation takes place at cathode, and a discharge of anion takes place at anode. So like this, cations and anions can be discussed. Next, see, these anions undergo oxidation. Anions undergo oxidation. That means oxidation means what? Loss of electrons. Loss of electrons. That means anions are oxidized during electrolysis process. Okay, loss of electrons. Okay, and whereas cations, they undergo reduction. What is reduction? Reduction means here addition of electrons. That means gain of electrons. So oxidation always takes place at anode. At anode, oxidation takes place, and reduction always takes place at at cathode. At cathode, what type of reaction takes place? Reduction reaction. At anode, what type of reaction takes place? Oxidation reaction. So that is about ions. Now, what is the difference between atom and an ion? Is there any difference between an atom and an ion? Atom is actually a neutral species, electrically neutral. Atoms are nothing but the smallest particles of matter which are electrically neutral. They contain both positive and negative charges in equal number. Then what is ion? Atom and ion. If you speak about atom is electrically neutral. It is smallest particle of matter which is electrically neutral. Okay, that is number of positive charges and Number of negative charges, okay, are equal in number. Equal in number. Okay, positive and negative charges are equal in number in an atom. What is ion then? Ion. How ion is formed? When an atom gains or loses electron, when atom gains or loses electrons, what happens? Gains electrons or loses electrons from its valency shell. Generally, from valency shell of an atom, an electron is lost, or else an electron is added to a valency shell of the atom. So during the process of gaining of electron or loss of electron from the valency shell by an atom, so ion is formed. The ion is formed. Okay. Suppose if an electron is donated to cation, if an electron is lost, if an electron is lost, then it forms a cation. If an electron is gained, then it forms anion. Okay. If an electron is lost, it forms cation, and if an electron is gained, then it forms anion. Okay. Gained means accepted. If an atom loses electron, it forms cation. If an atom gains electrons, it forms anion. See, this atom, if you speak about atom, it is chemically non-reactive. Sorry, this atom is chemically reactive. It is chemically reactive. It participates in chemical reaction. Chemical reactive means it enters into chemical reactions. It enters into chemical reactions. Whereas ion, these ions are chemically inactive. Why these ions are chemically inactive? Because in these ions, the valency shell is completely filled. Whenever the valency shell is completely filled, that means maybe it gains octet or duplet configuration. So whenever octet or duplet configuration is gained, then it is said to be completely filled. Octet or duplet configuration. Okay, due to the presence of octet or duplet configuration in the valency shell, so these ions are chemically non-reactive means inactive. They do not undergo any chemical reactions. Hence, these ions, they exist independently, freely. Ions can exist independently. Ions can exist independently. That means they can exist in free state. Independently means exist in free state. They exist in free state, okay, in their aqueous solutions. In their aqueous solutions. In their aqueous solutions, these ions can exist freely or independently. Whereas atoms may exist or may not exist. May or may not exist. Okay, they may or may not exist in free state. Free state. That means they cannot exist. They may or they may not exist independently. Okay, in aqueous solutions. In aqueous solutions. So these are the main difference between atom and ion. Okay, right. Now we learn about the differences between electrical conductor and electrolyte. Now we will learn the differences between electrical conductor and electrolyte. What is electrical conductor? Electrical conductor means metal. It may be metal or graphite also. And electrolyte. So there is a difference between these two substances. See, for example, this is a metal piece. Okay, so this metal piece is connected to the two terminals of a battery. So what happens when metal piece is connected to two terminals of the battery? The bulb will glow because this metal piece will conduct electricity will allow the electricity to pass through it. In the same way, even an electrolyte, here this is electrolyte. This electrolyte contains free ions. When when batteries switch on, what happens? So electricity will flow through this electrolyte. Electrolyte will conduct electricity, will allow electricity due to the presence of free ions in it. Okay, so due to that, what happens? Due to the movement of ions, so what happens? Electricity will flow. This electrolyte will allow electricity to flow through it. So as a result of the flow of electricity, the bulb will glow. So now we will learn the basic difference between the electrical conductor and electrolyte. See, electrical conductor, it is a metal or graphite, whereas electrolyte means any substance, any ionic substance, so which is in either in fused state or else in aqueous solution. See, electrical conductors, they allow electricity in their solid state. So that means electrical conductors, they allow electricity in solid state, whereas the electrolytes, okay, they allow electric current in their liquid state. Liquid state means either in fused state or else in aqueous solution. So current flows due to the passage of free electrons. So here what happens in the metal piece? Free electrons will flow. Due to the passage of free electrons, the current will flow in the electrical conductors. It is also called as electronic conductors also. So current flows due to the passage of free electrons from their valency shell. Actually, every metal atom, in their valency shell, the electrons are loosely bonded. So those electrons from one atom will move to another atom. So like this. So electrons, electrons, they come out from the valency shells of the metal atoms and they will flow through the solid. So due to the flow of these free electrons, the current will flow. Okay, current flows is due to the passage of free electrons from their valency shells. But in case of electrolytes, the current flows due to the movement of ions or else migration of ions. So there are free ions in their liquid state. So when these free ions move, what happens? The current will flow. So and also these ions, they will discharge at their electrodes. Cation will lose its charge. Cation will discharge at cathode. Anion will discharge at anode. So due to the discharging process also, what happens? The current will flow. See, if you talk about electrical conductors, so these are heated up due to the passage of electricity. See, if you connect this metal piece to a battery through the bulb, what happens after some time? So if you touch this metal piece, that metal piece will be somewhat hot. But here, the electrolyte, even after the passage of electricity also, the electrolyte does not get heated up. Okay. And one more thing, here when electricity is passed through the metal piece or else graphite, so here this will does not undergo any chemical change. No new substance is formed. But when electricity is passed through the electrolyte, what happens? So this electrolyte will decompose and produce a new substance. Okay, electrolyte will decompose and forms new substance. Okay, and passage of current through them is a physical change. So that means there is no change, there is no new substance is formed. Hence the passage of electricity through the metal piece or else through the electrical conductor, it is a physical change. But the passage of electricity through the electrolyte, what happens? Through them, they here chemical change takes place. New substances are formed, new products are formed. Okay. Hence, the passage of electricity through the electrolyte is a chemical change, whereas the passage of electricity through the electrical conductor or else electronic conductor or else simply metal conductor, it is simply a physical change but not a chemical change. So these are the basic differences between the electrical conductor and electrolyte. So we will learn about the other points in the next video. Bye.